Hey Miniverse fans, I was sort of asked, I sort of volunteered to do a tutorial on my Frozen Moments tea set. So I thought I'd just come on and give you a few tips on what I did. First of all, I am not an expert. I am brand new to resin as of when the Harry Potter series first came out. I am enjoying it so much and I'm having so much fun. So my suggestion for all of you is just play around with it. I looked up a few videos and I just sort of said, let me see what I can do. So the first thing I do want to show you is I'm big on like using everything, renewing, whatever. So I started by making myself, just trying to get it where you can see it, a frozen moment with the spoon to go in the sugar bowl. What I have done is I have taken leftover resin from the Honeydew set that I have already done a few things of, and I'm using that sort of as the glue. So what I did was I took a chunk of resin into the spoon. I put the spoon on the side of a piece of plastic, and this resin from the Honeydew set is a little thicker, so I very, very carefully held it up a little bit high off of the surface so that I could get a spoon that is floating. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sugar set and I'm going to take the leftovers of this. This is the, it's white with sparkles in it. I can't remember. I can't honestly remember which Honeydew's piece I used it on. But I'm going to put that on top of the sugar, and it basically looks like sugar. Basically. Enough for me, right? I recommend that you guys play and find what works for you. So here it is. Then I already made this ready to go, so I can sit this on top of my sugar bowl, push it down in there, and look. And all I need to do, I'm going to put it over here in my light. I just need to cure it. I'm using a nail light. I do my nails. I haven't done them in a while. And I really like that because it's got a tray. I can stick it under, I can push a button, and then I can go back to doing other things. So let's talk about the spiral tea coming out of the teacup. I thought about this for a while and I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I think I just, hold on. Here it is. So what I did, hold on, not the right one. Here we go. I took the top of one of my tops from one of the, this is actually from a Honeydew's top. And I took my little paintbrush that came and I dipped it in the resin and I made a spiral. And the point of this is to give you some pieces that you can use to add to your support and underneath your resin, so that, and it's a curved piece. So anyways, I did it on there. I popped that in the light, and then when I pop it off the top, I've now got like circular pieces, which will make it easier to do when I'm doing my spiral. I took, what I used as a base for the resin on the spiral is a piece of wire. And of course I can't find it because I had it here. I had everything ready too, right? So what I did is I took a piece of wire. This is actually just floral wire. What I did in this, when I was experimenting, I just left it green. You can sort of see it. So what I did was I actually just painted this dark brown. And I got a cylindrical, I actually have a crochet hook that's got a bottom on it. But basically you're going to wrap this into the spiral that you want your spiral to be coming out of your teacup. So here's my teacup, and I've already glued my teacup to the plate so it's easier to do. And so you just put it in a spiral and then sort of move the wire around however you want your spiral to look. And I sort of started one. And so here's the spiral that I started. And on the teacup side, I made a little piece so that when it's sitting in the teacup, in the resin in the teacup, it's actually going to sit in there and grip on the resin as opposed to just straight down through, so it doesn't just pull out. And then what I did was I took the spiral and I put the spiral in the teacup, and then I added my coffee or tea resin, and then I cured that. Oh look, the glue didn't stick. After I cured that, I again moved this around just a little bit, right? And came up here on this end for my teapot. Now I'm going to take the teapot and put it in there, figure out how I want the angle to go. All right, and now I can glue that on. I can do a bunch of different things. What I did in the one that I did, I actually took some of the tea resin and poured it in here so it looks like there's still some tea in there that's pouring out of the pot. Okay, and then what I did was I took the coffee resin and you can use a paintbrush, you could use a dropper, I just poured it because I'm crazy like that. And you can start pouring it onto or painting it onto your form, and then putting it under your light. What that will give you is that spiral form, and it will give you the opportunity. You can hold this one up a little closer again, so that you can see that it's sort of bumpy. There's sort of drips here and there. There's sort of different things going on here and there, just to give it, I don't know, a look of flowing liquid. And that's basically what I did, and then I pushed everything together. I wanted a pink table, so I ended up grabbing a table out of the birthday set, because, you know, it is Dolores and she needs everything in pink. I put the coffee resin or the tea resin into my teacup. I sprinkled a little bit of the sugar on top, so it looks, you can still see the sugar with my spoon in there. You can see that on my other teapot, I went through and I added some resin coming down into the cup, so it looks like the resin's coming out. I'll show you the inside. There's the inside of my teapot. You can see that I put some resin in there to make it look like there's still resin in there. I did on this particular one, I added my proclamation on here. I did not do the Frozen Moments sugar on this one like I did, like I just showed you. But here is my Frozen Moments sugar spoon. And so what I did was I used the resin, a light colored resin, and I scooped it into a puddle, and I gently pulled it up a little bit and put that underneath my light. Just enough to pull it up from that. And then I took the bottom piece, cut it into a nice shape that would fit in the sugar bowl. I painted on a little bit of resin on top of what I used, and I dipped it into the sugar that's in the sugar bowl, just to make it look like this is actually sugar. Okay, and then I just glued everything together. So I hope this helps. My big suggestion to you all is just play with it. Do it the best that you can. If anybody has any questions, or if anybody has any better tips than mine, please PM me and let me know. So I hope this helps y'all. Have fun and enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.